Here we are then with Alex Solly ahead of our third mini challenge race trophy of the weekend. 2 races yesterday, Alex, a 5th and a podium. Now you tell me last year you had 1 podium, first round of the season, matched it already. Talk us through yesterday.
Yeah, well, it was a great result for the team in general. The pace was strong and we had the upper hand on everyone else, just had our heads down and cracked on with it. Yeah, looking forward to today's race. We've drawn number 4 out of the reverse grid hat, so we're all 3 of us up the front again.
Tell us and myself how that works. When you say you're drawing out of a hat for the grid, I don't think many other classes do that, so
yeah,
talk us through that.
What happens is the reverse grid, you can be between, the numbers can be between 3 and 10, I believe. So whatever number they pick out that number is flipped. So whatever number that is.
Do you know how it works, Alex?
Number 4, for example, number 4 is now on pole.
Fine, wow.
So I'm starting the front row today.
Front row, fantastic. And tell us about this Graves Motorsport team. You've got 6 minis in here.
Yeah.
King won yesterday.
Yeah.
Nicky Taylor was 2nd place. So what a great day for the team. Just talk us a bit about Graves.
Yeah, they're a great team. We thought we'd join them this year because we had a few rounds with them last year and they did great. So they're the only way forward, really, we thought. Best presentation of the paddock and yeah, fantastic team.
I mean, the cars look absolutely incredible. What have you done overnight, or what have your team done overnight? I think you said you shaved the tyres a little bit this morning.
Yeah, just a general check, getting everything ready. Prep-wise, it's all sound, so good to go.
7th in the championship last season.
Yeah.
Already had a podium this round already. What's your ambitions for this season? Looking to improve on 7th?
I'd like to finish the podium, that'd be great. Just got to keep chipping away at top 5 finishes and you're there, really.
Well, Alex, thank you for talking to us. You're one of the very few drivers that's actually awake at this time of day. So we'll go and see who else we can find, and best of luck for your day.
Cheers, thanks so much.
Cheers, mate. Right, let's go and see if we can wake some of our drivers up and speak to some of our other mini challenge trophy competitors. Here we are then. I have found at least one driver that is awake, and that is Sophie Wright. Welcome to Pembrey. This is Sophie's first ever season in any type of motorsport. Sophie, how did you get here?
Well, I guess it started last summer when I came home from uni, and I'd been doing 4 a.m. lectures because of the time difference, and just did something fun at the track with my dad and got into it. And Peter DeVito with Delta Velocity on the back there, he helped coach me through for 6 weeks of karting and Formula 4 Continental cars, and it was just...
So you've been thrown in at the deep end, it feels like, haven't you? So how was yesterday? How's qualifying being? It's your first ever track experience. How are you finding it?
Fun. Pretty fun, yeah. It was a bit scary, I'm not gonna lie, but it's good.
And you did okay yesterday. You were sort of mid-20s for both races, weren't you?
Yeah.
And you're in the team here with Louis Capozzoli, who we spoke to yesterday. Is he giving you any advice here on the A-Reeve Motorsport team?
Yeah, just really keep my elbows out and hold my spot. And
be strong, keep going fast. Now, you're the only girl.
Okay, the cars are already on their way to the grid, so we'll give you the lineup for our 3rd race for the mini challenge. It's number 23, Lee Pierce on pole, alongside 12 of Alex Solly. 2nd row, Nicky Taylor, number 17, and yesterday's double winner, Nelson King, hoping for a hat-trick. Row 3, number 24, Tom Ovenden, alongside 20 of Charlie Mann. Then on row 4, it's Louis Capozzoli, last year's rookie champion, and Jack Byrne, the double winner in the rookie category yesterday on row 4. Luca Osborne and Nathan Edwards on row 5. The 6th row, Alfie Glennie alongside Joe Wiggin, Clark Wells and Matt Hammond, the former champion, who had a spin on the first lap in race 2 yesterday, so a little further down the grid than he would have liked. Frankie Taylor and Ollie Meadows on row 8. Nitro, Ben Jenkins and James Parker. Then on to row 10, it's John McGladrigan alongside Morgan Roots. The 11th row, Mike Paul and Brendan Fitzgerald from Ireland. Jonathan Sargent and Barry Holmes on row 12. David Sterling on row 13 alongside Mick Fitzgerald. Sophie Wright, who we just heard from, on row 14 alongside Paul Manning. Alex J will complete the grid, number 77. Hopefully his car's been repaired after a shunt in race 1 yesterday. One non-starter is Tyler Lidsey, number 10, after his involvement in that accident, unfortunately. So the cars are on the grid for what will be a 20-minute race, slightly longer than originally advertised. The Quaife Mini Challenge Trophy for identical 1.6 litre Mini Cooper S cars. Lee Pearce, the former stock car racing champion, on pole, alongside Alex Solly, graduate of the Junior Saloon Car Series. We get underway then for 20 minutes of racing down towards Hatchett's Hairpin for the first time. Good start by Lee Pearce. The blue car there on the outside, the second row, Nelson King, looking for a hat-trick of victories. Side by side as they go into Hatchett's for the first time. Lee Pearce has the inside, will take the lead, trying to cut through his Nicky Taylor as Alex Solly runs out wide. Tom Ovenden in there as well, the ex-Rallycross driver in number 24. A little bit of rubbing in the midfield. Somebody going off onto the grass there. Try and identify who that is in a moment. A couple of cars bouncing over the grass, but it's Lee Pearce who leads. Nelson King side by side with Nicky Taylor for second place. Everybody else pouring through behind. There's Charlie Mann, the red number 20, attacking Tom Ovenden, who's got a bit of damage to the left front there already. He was involved in a couple of scrapes in yesterday's race. There's Louis Capitoli up there in the turquoise car, last year's rookie champion. There are different classes, even though these cars are identical. There's the Rookies Cup, which is for newcomers. Second year drivers race in the Graduates Cup, and then there's the Directors Cup, which is for drivers aged 35 and over for the senior racers. Louis Capitoli putting a wheel onto the grass there. There's Jack Byrne, number 486. He won the rookie class in both races yesterday. Oh, and the leader's gone wide out of Honda Curve. Lee Pearce on the grass. Nelson King says, thank you very much. I'll take the lead for the third time this weekend. 17 of Nicky Taylor had two podiums yesterday, trying to go round the outside in the number 17. Lee Pearce still leading the Directors' Cup class, the number 23 in second place. Nelson King is in the Graduates' Cup, as is Nicky Taylor. Fourth behind them at the line was Charlie Mann, number 20, Wild Thing as he's known. The red car there in fourth place. Then it's Capazzoli, then Alex Solly, who got forced out wide on the first corner, down to sixth position. The Rookies' Cup currently led by Jack Byrne, the young Irishman in 486. There is number 21 of Nathan Edwards, fighting it out with Tom Ovenden. Had a bit of a collision with Louis Capazzoli in yesterday's race. They managed to get to the finish though. Alfie Glennie did a bit of rally crossing in avoidance. Long way to go yet. A column of cars here headed up by Nathan Edwards. This is further down the top 10. He's got Ovenden behind him. Jack Byrne behind, and Nelson King is already going clear and running wide there. Nicky Taylor out of Honda Curve. Lee Pearce could get second place back. Charlie Mann's in there, Louis Capazzoli and Alex Solly, the ex-Junior Saloon Car star in number 12. Many of these drivers with aspirations of the British Touring Car Championship someday. And this series, the Mini Challenge Trophy class, does have 3 dates racing alongside the BTCC this year. Of course, touring cars supported by the top line Mini Challenge JCW series. Somebody's lost their boot lid there. Who's that? Trying to see. I think, that's Alex J, number 77. His car got a bit of a wallop in yesterday's race, so running without the boot lid today. Saves a bit on weight, I suppose, the ex-Junior Saloon Car man. Nathan Edwards ahead of Jack Byrne in the 486. Still your leader is the number 95 of Nelson King for the Graves Motorsport team, looking for a hat-trick. Number 30 running wide there. 27 Alfie Glennie up on the curb. He's got 2 cars either side of him. The 38 of Morgan Roots was one of them. The 30 car was James Parker. See these cars sliding about. It really is like watching, and running wide there, Nathan Edwards, a 21 onto the grass. Very easy to do there, coming out of Honda Curve. Really is like watching the BTCC stars of the future, isn't it, in these minis. Damage to the front of Alfie Glennie's car. He's hit something. He's dropping back as well. He must have a problem as a result of that damage. There's a bit of push and shove there. Ben Jenkins, number 99, under fire. That was the 34 car behind him, John McGladrigan. They're all over each other as Jenkins slows coming out of the hairpin. That forced the number 46 of Paul Manning, who started from the back, onto the grass. Plenty of midfield mayhem, but it's still Nelson King who leads, heading for a potential hat-trick. Number 30, James Parker, under fire from Morgan Roots, former rallycross driver, used to rallycross a Suzuki Swift. So BMW Minis are a popular choice for rallycross these days. Behind them, Frankie Taylor. We've got a yellow flag, we've got somebody off. That is the number 7, Mick Fitzgerald, in the tyre wall on Speedway straights. Try and pick up what's happened there. 78 there, that's the 2017 champion Matt Hammond trying to fight his way through after spinning to the back of the field in yesterday's race, getting past Clark Wells in the 7-11, teammate of Lee Pearce. Pearce under fire from the number 199 of Louis Capezzoli, second in the points behind Dominic Wheatley last year. Dominic having moved on to pastures new. Capezzoli was last year's Rookies champion. King leads the Graduates Cup and overall. The Directors Cup is led by Lee Pearce in third. The Rookies currently led by Jack Byrne in 8th overall. There's the white and red car. Alex Solly on the back of Charlie Mann in the number 20 car. 5th in the championship last year, took one race win. Alex Solly in car number 12, another Graves Motorsport driver, also had a win in last year's championship. Biggest teams in the series, Graves Motorsport and Accelerate Motorsports, now in BTCC, and indeed Matt Hammond works for their BTCC team, one of their engineers. Yellow flags out coming out of Brooklands. That means no passing because we've got Nick Fitzgerald's car off on the outside. There's Frankie Taylor, number 32, former junior saloon car race winner and successful in Ginetta Juniors as well. Lee Pearce under fire. That's Capezzoli on his tail. Charlie Mann ahead of Alex Solly behind. Then it's the 24 of Ovenden, 486 Jack Byrne. He's been Ginetta Junior Ireland champion and Irish Junior Rallycross champion as well, so a very talented young racer. But Nelson King's away and gone in front, ahead of Nicky Taylor. Then this huge fight for third. Capezzoli up the inside at the crossing. He goes through, up into third position. Charlie Mann on the back of Lee Pearce now for fourth place. Alex Solly under fire from Tom Ovenden. Comes from a rally crossing family based in Kent. And behind them is the 486 car of Jack Byrne. Yellow flag has been withdrawn, so overtaking permitted again at Brooklands. Alex Solly at the inside at Carter's, side by side with Ovenden. They've got Byrne on their tails. Nathan Edwards behind them, and Joe Wiggin, very experienced racer in number 41, round out the top 10, the blue and yellow car. Former MX5 champion, among other things, and he's got Matt Hammond behind him. Down to Hatchett's hairpin once again. Still over 12 minutes of this race to go. Nelson King's escaped at the front ahead of Nicky Taylor. Running wide there onto the grass. That was Nathan Edwards, number 21, I think. Fight for third between Capezzoli, Pearce and Charlie Mann. Then a small gap back to the next group, which is now headed by Jack Byrne, side by side with Alex Solly. No, it's not, it's Tom Ovenden, I apologise. Similarly coloured car there. Byrne is behind them. Down towards Brooklands they go once again. Nathan Edwards, number 21, in behind them. Then it's Matt Hammond. He's fought his way through from 14th on the grid. Second in race 1 yesterday, but spun down to the back on the first lap of race 2. Had to go back up the order with how evenly matched these cars are. That is quite a tall order in the Mini Challenge Trophy. There's Joe Wiggin. He's won 24-hour races in Citroen C1s in the past. As Nathan Edwards runs wide again onto the grass. Tom Ovenden up the inside to take Alex Solly. That's for 6th position. Jack Byrne in there as well. He still leads the rookies. Second of the rookies is Luca Osborne. He's further back in 13th. Third rookie is Ollie Meadows, number 86. Son of Ron Meadows, the sporting director of the Mercedes Formula 1 team. 11 minutes of this race to go. Clark Wells under fire here. This is further back in the order. Clark is in 12th place. There's Alfie Glennie, number 27. He's got ahead of James Parker in the 30 car. Here's the 86. That's Ollie Meadows, we just mentioned, making a move there. Past Clark Wells. Teammate of Lee Pearce. Both of them former stock car racers. Clark Wells back on the inside. Meantime, here's the fight for third place, headed up by Louis Capezzoli. He's got Lee Pearce on his tail, still leading the Directors' Cup. Up to half distance now. Still King who leads by over 4 seconds. Fastest lap of the race, though, is with the red car in this group. That is Matt Hammond, the former champion. Closing up on Nathan Edwards. Now let's see how far he can make it up the order. Well, not if he runs wide like that, because Joe Wiggin dives through in the 41. Hammond back to the inside. He retakes the place. Through Carter's. Hammond into the top 10 now. His next target's Nathan Edwards in the 21. Over the line they go. King from Taylor by over 4.5 seconds. Here's a group further back. Alfie Glennie goes rally crossing. Seen a number of cars run wide there. There's another of them. 2 or 3 of them running wide there. I think that was John McGladrigan, the Scotsman, who ran wide there, and Mike Paul as well. Alfie Glennie's dropping back as a result of that. Clark Wells goes through. Parker goes through as well in the number 30, the LDR Performance Tuning car. I think that's the team run by Lawrence Davey, if I remember rightly. Paul Manning in behind them as well. The blue and white car starts at the back. He's come through nicely, up into, where's he, up to about 16th place. Nelson King at his lead. Clark Wells goes for the rallycross course. Good save. Oh dear, they're all over each other in this battle. James Parker goes through as a result of that loss of momentum. Paul Manning as well. And in behind them is number 60, Irishman Brendan Fitzgerald. Here they come. This could be 3 wide. Look at the traffic here. It's like the M4 on a bad day. 99 Ben Jenkins switches to the outside, back to the inside again. Clark Wells puts another wheel on the grass. Doesn't want to do this too often, or he might get penalised for track limits. They're leaning on each other down the straight here. Parker to the inside, Clark Wells in the middle, Brendan Fitzgerald on the outside. This is the closest battle on track at the moment. John McGladrigan up the inside. This is going to be dodgy. 3 wide into the hairpin, rarely works. Ben Jenkins on the outside there, goes wide over the curbs. In behind them is Frankie Taylor, number 32. He's quite a way down the order. Well, still Nelson King is leading this race, ahead of Nicky Taylor and Louis Capezzoli. Then Lee Pierce, Charlie Mann, Alex Solly heads the 6th place fight. And certainly the most entertainment is in the pack. There's still 3 wide going into Senna there. Ben Jenkins again on the outside. Here comes Frankie Taylor in the multicoloured 32 on the inside. James Parker ahead. Mike Paul in the number 4, one of our Directors' Cup drivers. Describes himself as a full-time adrenaline junkie. He's loving this in this battle. Around the outside he goes. 4th year in the mini challenge, the number 4. Bit of trim hanging off the back of Ben Jenkins' car, the number 99. Joined the championship last year after 4 years in karts. Just under 7 minutes of the race to go. They're still leaning on each other. 5 of them together now. Alfie Glennie is at the back of this group. No, it's Frankie Taylor, sorry. Oh, and there's contact there. Ben Jenkins and Mike Paul. Paul over the grass. A bit of needle creeping into this battle. That's why we stay with it here. The leaders well out in front now. The 2 leaders. Just over 5 seconds the lead for Nelson King. There's our 2nd place man, Nicky Taylor. And he's 3 seconds clear of Louis Capezzoli in 3rd. Then Lee Pierce. Behind him is Charlie Mann. There's our leader. See, we haven't forgotten about him. Nelson King is heading for a hat-trick. That's quite a rare feat in the Quaife Mini Challenge Trophy. Nelson King, his first win in the championship yesterday, and he enjoyed it so much he took another one in race 2. And now heading for a hat-trick here. John McGladrigan under fire from Frankie Taylor. This fight is quite a way down the order. This is for about 17th place. Alfie Glennie under fire from Paul Manning. That's for 13th place. Here's the fight for 6. Look at this as Jack Byrne is taken wide at the crossing. Now, try and pick up what's happening there, because Alex Solly was making a move in the number 12. He's lost out there though to Tom Ovenden. And here's Matt Hammond in the 78, still trying to make his move up the order. He's still got the fastest lap of the race, 1 minute 8.47. 5 minutes left on the clock. So Tom Ovenden now into 6th position. He's got ahead of Alex Solly. That forced Jack Byrne to run wide, but Byrne still leads the rookie count for the first season drivers. Second in that group is Ollie Meadows. Nelson King leading the Graduates Cup for second-year drivers. You mentioned Lee Pearce in 4th place leading the Directors' Cup. Alex Solly on the back of Tom Ovenden. Headlights ablaze for Matt Hammond. He wants to make his way through the midfield, try and get as high a position as he can. He wants to challenge for a second title. Louis Capezzoli's escaped as a result of this in 3rd place. Pearce holding off Charlie Mann. And then this fight further back for 6th position. 4 minutes to go. Nelson King has only got to keep going for victory. We see Lee Pearce, the Directors' Cup. Oh, we've got a red flag. That's a car off on the pit straight. That is Sophie Wright, number 3, who was at the back of the field. We can't continue racing with a car in the middle of the main straight, so the red flag has come out with just under 4 minutes to go. Right, we'll see if we can see what happened there. We hope Sophie's okay. One of the youngest drivers on the grid. So race has been stopped in the interest of safety. We'll try and see what's happened there. She got wide onto the grass, Sophie Wright. The car fishtail from one side to the other and walloped straight into the pit wall. Great shame for Sophie in her first weekend in the championship. Thankfully, she managed to get the brakes on there. That didn't seem to be too severe an impact. We hope Sophie's all right. But the race has been stopped. And with just under 4 minutes left on the clock, I think that will be a declared result. But we'll wait and see. Which, in that case, will be a hat-trick of wins for Nelson King. We'll wait to see if it's going to be checkered and red flag here. There is Nelson King, number 95. Nicky Taylor in 2nd and Louis Capezzoli in 3rd. Okay, the clock has gone to 0. We haven't seen a checkered flag yet, though. We'll just wait to see. I would expect, with less than 4 minutes left on the clock in that 20-minute race, the result is going to be declared. They're heading into pit lane, which suggests that that is end of race. So just awaiting definite confirmation here, but it looks to me that is race over. We hope that Sophie Wright is okay. The Marshals is checking on her at the moment. As the cars head back into paddock. Shame, because that was a cracking race there from the Quaife Mini Challenge Trophy. We're going to have a little bit of a break after this race. Next up will be the British Truck Racing Championship Race 2. That'll take place in around about 20 minutes to half an hour. We should see our next race, and then it'll be the lunch break. But we'll confirm the result as soon as we know if that is end of race, although the fact the cars have headed back into the pits, yes, it looks like they are heading back to the paddock, so presumably that is end of race. So it will be a win for Nelson King in number 95, a hat-trick for him, perfect score, well done to him. Second for Nicky Taylor, nearly 6 seconds down, a 1-2 for Graves Motorsports, and Louis Capezzoli for A-Reeve Motorsport in 3rd place. Lee Pearce wins the Directors' Cup in 4th place with his self-run car. Charlie Mann takes 5th. He's not competing for any of the 3 cups, just in the overall championship in 5th position. 6th is Tom Ovenden ahead of Alex Solly. Then Matt Hammond coming through for 8th position from 14th on the grid. Jack Byrne completes 3 wins out of 3 in the Rookie Cup. In 9th place, completing the top 10, Nathan Edwards ahead of Joe Wiggin. Second of the rookies was Ollie Meadows in 12th, then Alfie Glennie 13th. 14th place went to Paul Manning. That was a good run through from towards the back of the grid. Completing the top 15 was James Parker ahead of Morgan Roots. Brendan Fitzgerald was next home. Frankie Taylor, third of the rookies, was next through. Then Clark Wells dropped back in the closing stages ahead of Ben Jenkins, Mike Paul, John McGladrigan, Jonathan Sargent in 23rd place. Alex J from the back of the grid in his car minus its tailgate in 24th. And Barry Holmes, David Sterling completing the finishes. We lost Sophie Wright, of course, to bring out the red flags. We also lost Luca Osborne, and we saw Mick Fitzgerald off at Brooklands as well. Okay, we can now head down to Parc Fermé and hear from some of the drivers with Ewan.
Cheers, Dave. A bit windy down here in Parc Fermé, but I have found Louis Capozzoli, runner-up in the championship last year and #1 rookie last year. Didn't start the weekend in the best way, but you finished it really nicely, Louis.
Yeah, coming into this one, first weekend with a new team, it was always going to be slightly difficult. Obviously, the new changes meant that everyone was starting from scratch. Missing out on the test day here in previous weeks did kind of hamper us on the Friday. Obviously, we were off on the back foot. Towards the end of the Friday, though, we thought that we had the pace, but come Saturday, unfortunately for qualifying, it was only P12. Not really where we wanted to be, but we knew that it was so close that we could work from there. And yeah, it's just unfortunately that one of those weekends where it's not gone away during the races, and we've come out obviously with 2 sevenths. So we went into this last race just looking for something to salvage. Obviously 2 sevenths, great haul of points, but yeah, coming away with third is a real big, almost a bonus for the end of the weekend. Yeah.
Now, with 30 cars on the track, it's a busy old racetrack, isn't it? You come through from 7th into 3rd place.
Yeah.
How do you battle your way through, especially when the cars are so closely matched?
It's one of those where most of the overtaking's done at the start, solely because everyone's so close together. Once the race is spread out, as you can see, obviously Nelson, Nicky and myself just spread out, and then it was kind of just the gap never really changed. So it's one of those where the overtaking has to be done early on, otherwise everyone's going to be in a big spread out, really.
What do you take away from Pembrey?
Positives that we know that the pace is there when we hook it all up. Not so much disappointment, but a little bit upset that we only got 2 sevenths, but almost happy that we know it's going to be tough this year. Obviously, congratulations to Nelson on the 3 wins. It's remarkable. Well done to Nicky as well, showed great pace, and it's good that the youngsters are coming up now. You know, obviously I speak as if I'm really old, I'm only 19, but it's great to see that there's more people around my age that are now taken into the championship, and it's made it really difficult. Yeah.
Louis, congrats, mate. Great weekend.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Right, let's go and find Nelson King. If he's not walked too far, here he is. Nelson, 3 wins, mate. You're making this look far too easy.
I don't think it's easy, but it was a nice race for me. Coming away with a win from that margin. Obviously a bit unfortunate out at ends, but hopefully she's all right and she gets out the car good. I didn't really want to celebrate too much because obviously it's not the sporting thing to do. But yeah, good weekend overall.
Yeah. Of the 3 wins, which one was your favourite if you had to pick one?
Definitely the first, to be honest. That kept me on my toes and I didn't even expect it, so it came out of nowhere. Seeing my team over the pit wall was great. Yeah, definitely the first one.
Is 3 wins beyond all expectations? Because it's very, very rare for a driver to get 3 wins.
Well, with the reverse grid draw, you're sort of more thinking on damage limitation. So to get it in this race, especially from lap 2, was like, can't ask for more really. We can't get the lead into the first corner from 4th, it's quite hard, so to get that was brilliant.
Between now and your next round, what do you work on now? If a weekend has gone so well, what do you go away with?
When we've done the pre-season tests at Thruxton, there was quite a lot to work on, so we're definitely going back there. We've got a few bits to test there, so I think different tracks interact differently. Maybe I'm good at this track, you never know. Matt might be 10 times better than me at the next track, and he might be on my toes. And same as Nicky and Louis, but I think I've got to just keep on it because you can't take it for granted. Yeah.
Mate, amazing weekend, well done.
Thank you.
Cheers, buddy. Right, let's see if we can find. Where's Nicky Tahiri? He is here. He's held you off twice, but 2 second places. Got to be happy, yeah.
Yeah, good. At the end of the day, I didn't drive my greatest today. I think I woke up on the wrong side of the bed. So, yeah, considering how I was driving, I think second is better than anything. So, yeah, Nelson's obviously got some inner Welsh on it in him. So, yeah, just had the upper edge. But now, good weekend. 2 P2s, 1 P4, and good solid points all.
How'd you catch him?
I didn't. I was just like, I don't know. I was literally just. It's what it is.
If we had one more race today, what would you change, if anything?
Eat more, because I literally had like pretty much naffle to eat, and that didn't end well. And then just preparation and look at the video and see what I was doing wrong. But at the end of the day, P2 is P2, and got to be happy with it.
Mate, you've had 2 second places. You seem quite disappointed. I think I would be over the moon pretty much still.
Yeah, I'm weird. I always want to be on the top step, and at the end of the day, I know I'm a bit more annoyed when I know it's my own performance that's been a bit down than when it's the teams and the car that's not up to par. But at the end of the day, the team have been great all weekend, and just my own performance needs to sharpen up for Sundays now and see how it is for Thruxton.
Nicky, you've had a fantastic weekend, believe us. All right, well done, mate. We'll see you at the next round.
Cool, cheers.